Hi, welcome to another edition of Engineering with LEGO Bricks and Robolab. I'm Eric Wong, and I'll be your host. Okay, basic tools. So we have in Robolab several basic tools. Because we have a graphical programming language, we have to use different tools to do different things, and we'll see why that is. So I'm going to go in here and show the tools palette so you can see what these tools are. There are about 10 of them on this tools palette. We're only going to go over 5 of them actually, just because those are the only ones we'll use for now. If you really want to explore them, you can read the help file. So there's this operate value tool. This operate value tool allows me to push buttons and do things. I can go and I can pick an icon off of the functions palette, so I can bring a new, but I can't use this icon to move it around. So I can pick it off of the palette and bring it over, but I can't use it to move around. I can actually operate things, so push buttons, which we'll get to much later when we talk about the front panel. But the other thing which will actually allow you to do now is edit text values. So I can go in, I can select this, I can change this text value to, for example, 2.3. So I can pick an icon to put it on the block diagram, or I can edit a text value. Okay, that's about the only thing I can do. So I can go in here and edit the text if I want. I can't create new text, but I can operate on existing text. Operate tool. Okay, that's the first tool. Second tool is this kind of select tool, generic pick tool. Again, I can use this just like the operate tool to pick icons off of the functions palette and bring them over. But this one can also be used to select things and move them around. So I want to select a wire, I can move it around. I want to select an icon, I can move it around, etc., etc. I can select a text box. I could resize the text box. You see these little blue arrow, the little blue boxes allow me to resize things. Okay, so that's what the operate tool allows you to do. You can do a selection box, which means I can select more than one thing. Now in Robolab, like in LabVIEW, everything that touches the selection box will get selected. So in this case, all 3 of those functions and these 3 modifiers will all be selected, including the wires that are involved in there. So those all get selected. Anything that touches the selection box gets selected. Okay, so that's for moving things around and selecting them. I can go in here and I'll go ahead and delete these guys because we don't need them. The text tool makes sense. It's just text tool, so I can actually edit existing text, edit existing numerical values, or I can create new text. So new text box, for example, so I can create new text. And you should get used to commenting your program. Your name, what you're trying to do here. I'm trying to turn a motor A on. I'm trying to turn left, trying to turn right. Just like you do in a text-based program, in Robolab you should be commenting your programs also. Okay, the wiring tool, there's a separate tutorial on wiring, but that allows me to create wires. So if I didn't have, for example, a wire, I have to actually select a wire. I have to go in and actually get the right tool so I can select the wire. So I can delete it. Now I can go in and get the text tool. I can go in here, or the wiring tool. Actually can create a wire. So that's for wiring. And the last tool is this little hand tool. Allows me to move the whole block diagram around. It's like using the scroll bars, but it's just a little bit easier. Now, the tab key toggling allows me to toggle through the 4 most common tools, which are the operate tool, the select tool, the text tool, and the wire tool. So as I hit the tab key, my tool changes. You can see my tool changes next to the toolbar. You can see changing there. So that's tab key toggling. Now, the other one, which is really common, is just a space bar. So space bar toggles between the wire tool and then the select tool, wire tool and select tool. And by the way, the wire tool is kind of interesting because it's kind of hard to see. But the wire tool, when you try and wire to something you're not supposed to wire to, there's a little kind of no-go symbol next to the wires. It's a bit hard to see. That's a little-known feature of the new version of Robolab. So those are the 5 most common tools. The operate tool, so hit escape to cancel that wire. The operate tool, select tool, text tool, wiring tool, and the move tool, basically.